Are we live?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me when people start coming on. Just trying to get this glue off so I painted underneath. Anybody on?
One maybe.
Okay. That's good. Come closer, honey. I'll need you to get close today. Good morning. I'm Pam Archer, the Colorful Cottage, and I'm outside today, so we'll see how this works because we've got a little bit of a wind, but it'll be better viewing for you on the project we're doing today. I'm a brand ambassador and a content creator for Farmhouse Paint. So I'm excited to show you this. We started working on this last week. If you were with me, you'll remember that I had this table upside down and was working on painting. I still have another coat to do on the bottom, but I wanted you to see what I was going to do to the top. Now, it was a surprise to me. My hair's getting in my way. It's a surprise to me that when I sanded down this cherry piece, it wasn't solid, solid wood up until here, but it has all kinds of patterns in it, all kinds of grain patterns, and even different wood. And all this is solid wood. And then it had a ledge, as most of these do. And this little ledge here is pressed wood. So what I did is I sanded it all down level, so I wouldn't have that edge. And I'm a little bit I'm really interested to see how this part accepts the stain. So we're going to be working with stain today, stain and paint. So I have the Amazing Wood Stain from the Pro Series, and you can order this from farmhousepaint.com. And this, you notice on the label it says Pro, so it's a Pro wood stain. So this one's, we're going to be using chalk white first, and I'm going to be layering these stains and this paint to achieve a weathered beachy look. So I'm going to start just by painting on a layer of this chalky white. See how this does over here. And of course it's going to dry like like lightning because I'm outside today. And I'm not actually, because of that, I think I'm going to mist it a little bit and keep it wet. I'm also interested, it will be really interesting to see what the pattern on the wood looks like with this stain on it. Now this, as the wood absorbs it, it's going to look, it should look more see-through, more transparent. I hope I'm getting this, Chuck. You'll have to tell me. From up above, you can't always see. How is everybody today? Well, introduce yourself. Say hello. Give me a thumbs up. Ask questions. All that while I'm here, because Chuck, my husband, is handling the camera today, and he can read your questions to me. I was sitting in a chair in my workshop yesterday afternoon, and I was looking at this piece, and I had it turned right side up, and I painted the bottom. But then I thought, what if somebody's laying down on the couch and they look at this piece? What are they going to see? They're going to see underneath on the edge. So I went back under and painted all the edge underneath so it has a finished look underneath as well. So keep that in mind when you're doing any of your projects. That, you know, just the top or just the front view that you see or the back view, it may not be all that they see. Now, I'm going to stop here at this because I'm going to wipe some of this back. And I should, if I'm unable to wipe much back, I can always wet it down a little bit. But when working with stains, you always work in small sections. If you get it on a whole piece, you keep applying it to the whole piece, then it's going to be way dry and not very easy to move around. So let's see what we got here. I'm going to wet it just a little bit. Now I like to remove and wipe back with this cheesecloth that you can buy in bundles from Farmhouse Paint. It works for me. It works very well, but you can also use baby wipes or a damp rag, whatever you want to use. Once I get this all done, I may really love the color and the way it looks, but I may not like the way that wood shines through. And if that's the case, I may have to paint. But that's a good thing. You can paint over it. If you find something that you are not, you know, don't like the look of that, you can always paint over it. So, I guess because I'm outside, I mean, this farmhouse paint in general dries, there's an old term, lickety split. So you got to really be on it. Do what you want.
Jacqueline Stevens says hi.
Hi, Jackie. Did you get your paint? And have you started on your project yet? I did a video last week to show you how to start and how to apply. So I hope that you did. Now, while this is still relatively damp, make sure it's relatively damp, I'm going to go ahead and apply some of what I've mixed. I mixed black noir and ancient gray to get a darker gray, and I really wanted to leave some of those streaks in it. So, and I'm just going to dot it throughout. Using my little stick here.
She got her paint. She hasn't started yet, but she will this weekend.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, keep me updated on your progress. And if you have any questions, holler at me. All right, then I'm going to add some gray Limoges. A little bit of gray Limoges, same thing. Just dot it on here and there. You can use any colors you want. You can, because they're all water-based, you can blend the stains, get several stains and blend for your own color, or you can blend the stains and the paint together. So that works. And I also want to add a little bit of weathered stone. This is more of a tan. So dabbing it on. Now here's the real test right here outside. Is can I blend this back like I want it? So I'm going to mist again. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Interesting. The wood on the edge is not taking it at all. I can paint it, but it's not taking a stain. So I'll need to come over the edge and with my paints on that. Can you tell the different colors? Now, I did not put those colors on in stripes of one color, because when I wiped it back, that's what it would have looked like. It would look like big stripes instead of these pretty variations. And I do really love that, and it's not really showing up much of that grain that I was concerned about. I'll come back here and get these edges later. I like that I can see a little bit of the grain, but I also like you can check the color. Yes, love the color. All right. Let's continue. I hope you can see how important it was to work in small sections, and I think because of that, I'm going to, we may be having to move quick here because I think we're about to get some rain. And here's one of the reasons I don't like to work outside, because everything, particularly flies and bugs, are drawn to white, and they'll just come in and drop right in your paint or stain. Okay, let's work on that section. I have a question for you. How many of you like these tutorials, these lives, to be short and sweet, just to the point? Or would you like sometimes for me to watch me paint the whole piece? I would really like your input there, because I know there are some artists that they do an hour every week. And if that's what you want, my time is yours for that. But if not, then let me know that too, because we want to please you. All right, come back in with our paint. I thought the other had just about the right amount of gray. I can totally see this at my beach house, if I have one. Do not have one. Maybe someday, never know. But also in a lake house or anywhere where you're using these colors are also popular with farmhouse style. And get my weathered stone on here. One of my projects soon is to do a buffet in this weathered stone. I think that would be pretty. Alright. Come back, wet it down. I got a little heavy on the gray there, but that's alright. I can also wet it down and come back in and add more of another color. Any questions? Any hellos for me today? Is there a process or a product that you've seen on Farmhouse Paint that you would like to understand or know more about? I'm hoping to do something called Tuesday Tips. Just a very brief, come on and give you a tip about painting or furniture art or something like that. So be watching for those. Okay, I think I might have to finish this inside because we're starting to get some sprinkles. But while you're here, I would like to take you inside and show you the final product of the blue dresser. So come on in, Chuck. Let's show them the...
I got a question. Jacqueline wants to know, are you applying a second coat of this, or you're wanting to see the wood grain?
I want to see the wood grain on this. And the stain is applied to raw wood only. It's not something that you apply over paint or any of that. I may go back up and touch up a few places, but I do want to see some wood, and I do want it to look a little bit, not really weathered, not on this piece, but like it's been at the beach for a while. Does that answer your question? Okay, Chuck, let's show them the dresser. You've got a peek into my workshop, which is, it looks a mess, but it's really organized. All right. Let's back up here and show the completed dresser. And we'll come up and show, what I did was a salmon blush, just a dry brush over the pigeon blue. And then I made a mold. In a mold, I made this applique and looked up what a bluebird looks like and painted it according to what they look like. And it was a little bit too stark. So I came back with the brush, the salmon blush over that as well. And these are the transfer that I applied called Botanical Blossom. And Chuck, if you'll go around to that side, I want to show what I did with the drawers. So we painted and lined the drawers in the salmon blush and added the butterflies. Now you can show the inside of the drawer. This is a French paper, or French words, that I ordered from Spoonflower. But all this is Farmhouse paint. I just love that. I have to have that salmon blush. I've got to keep a stock of that because that is my favorite color so far. I just love it. But anyway, here's my piece. It's over 100 years old, and she turned out right well, I think. Okay. Well, again, if you want paint or any of the supplies I've used, go to farmhousepaint.com and order it there. And also at 12 o'clock, right after this on Thursdays, I'm live in the Colorful Cottage All Things Home group page. Today we're going to be making burlap flowers. So if you want to come on over there at 12, come on and ask to join, and I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Thursday.